There you have it, the Democratic Party for you. What can I say? The big story this morning on Morning at NTV. Today happens to be Monday, the 24th day of April 2017, and we're going to look at the demo in the Democratic Party. I think that is more apt put to you. This is the oldest party. It's on the brink of collapse. Should I say on the brink of collapse? So it's already collapsed, and we are trying to recreate the Passion of the Christ and see whether after 3 days it will resurrect from the tomb. Because clearly, I think with the kind of pictures you've seen and the drama, and to be very honest, never mind the fact that the NTV news team has tried its very best to present you the facts as they are. If you're a discerning viewer, you'll ask yourself the so what question. Then what? What's the way forward for a party, oldest party, perhaps one of those that should be giving guidance to the opposition in this country, to rid this country of the yoke on which it's perhaps for many of you who think it's suffered over the last 31 years, but that's the kind of organization they have internally. So what would happen if for a moment they were given state power? So can you imagine Democratic Party as the government of the day, perhaps first 10 days, what this would look like? That is something we need to close our eyes and imagine. But nonetheless, we must have these conversations and ask ourselves the critical question: where is this party headed? Is there going to be a point where we believe that perhaps what we've been seeing are birth pangs to deliver an incredible solution and, of course, a formidable party? So this morning I have the pleasure to sit with the Party Secretary General, Dr. Gerard Siranda. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you for sparing some time to host us and speak to the nation about the oldest party. What is happening in this party is normal. In any party dispensation,
you will tell me more about the normality of it, but I need also to welcome online Matthias Mpuga, the Member of Parliament for Masaka Municipality, who's joined us by telephone from Masaka, I want to believe. Good morning and welcome to the program, Matthias. Matthias, do I get you right?
Yes, please.
Good morning and welcome to the program. You are a Member of Parliament representing Masaka, a member of the Democratic Party, and indeed we did see the last pictures coming in there of a rally that was held in your constituency that was squatted by the police. What's the situation like on the ground? Let's start from there.
Well, sir, my view was certainly the situation in Masaka today morning is calm. Of course, we're still suffering from the after effects of yesterday's Rumpenic attack on our people and the transgressions on their freedoms. But as a people in Masaka, we were prepared for the worst, and we shall continue to push to make sure that our space is not scuttled by any forces or individuals pretending to be Democrats.
You mentioned the word Lumpenic attack. Who is the perpetuator?
We certainly know it's a combination of direct state actors and deep members who pretend to love the party more than the members. So it was a connivance. We know who was involved.
How do you know that?
In Simon, I do not know where I live. I live in Masaka. I stay in Masaka. I saw myself meetings that were planned between the police, some goons within the state, and the leaders of DP. So there's nothing new.
These goons of the state have names, so do members of the Democratic Party that you saw conniving with them. Mind mentioning a few names?
No. I'll mention people that are close to the party, the vice president, and the section of certain members across small section of overzealous party members did this. In fact, the vice president apparently, I think, was commanding the police in that region.
For the benefit of our viewers, the vice president of the Democratic Party is called?
The vice president is Mr. President Mukasangide.
Thank you very much. Now turning to you, Gerald. You are the Party Secretary General, and all this is happening in there. You describe the circumstances in your party as normal, as the usual, business as usual in any democratic dispensing organization. And so we are asking, so when will it be so normal as for you to be holding state power? Because I think that's the ultimate goal that the Democratic Party aspires to be.
All I hear and what I've seen, you've seen members just going directly to confront the police. You know, I think we should run away from the cheap popularity of populists and try to build this institution. All members that you hear speak, when did they ever support the current leadership? Honorable Mpuga inclusive, Honorable Namboze, and all the sect of the members that you've had. From day one, Norbert Mao stepped on power. From the day he took power, these guys broke away and created Suvi. The same sector came and created the resemblance of Suvi in TJ. All we are saying that
TJ,
some motto of truth and justice, they created another function, which is a clickism actually. The right word will be clickism. We cannot run a party with cliques. We cannot run a party with people who are only comfortable at populist only to win smaller things.
But that's what you call the normal in your Democratic Party organization.
It is historical.
Normal.
In animal party,
indeed, like Peter Murira did explain in the story with us
historical.
Before, the Democratic Party has been dogged by these kind of controversies and all that. And perhaps it explains why you barely had a month as a government.
And that's why we are saying this leadership is not going to be taken to that. We must walk the talk. We must govern a party with discipline. If Honorable Mpuga, this is what we are doing. We are saying that
by instituting a disciplinary committee, which Honorable Namboze says did not practice the basic tenets of natural justice to give the accused an equal opportunity for a fair hearing.
We took a decision that was debated by the entire NEC. Those that were not agreeable to the decision, only 4 decided to march out. There was a vote, and we agreed that to stop this, it's like a house burning. To stop this action.
When you say 4 were against your decision and they walked out, how many were you in total?
No. We had 35 members that turned up. Out of 35, the NEC members, Honorable Namboze did not turn up, and Honorable Francesca did not turn up. The rest of the 33.
Were they duly invited? Honorable Namboze
they were. She called me. For the first time, she can't deny. For the first time, she called me 1 hour to the meeting, expressing that she was sick, she wasn't able to turn up for the meeting. In all the meetings, that's the only meeting, she called me notifying that she wouldn't turn up for that meeting. Francesca has been away. She also called that she was not going to turn up. The rest of the NEC members were supposed to be 40, we were 38. So
before I can get Honorable Mpuga online, let me get this right.
Yes.
What we are seeing is Namboze and her group have reforms they intend to institute in the party. You, as the mainstream leadership of the party, believe they are acting out of the law and normal procedure how you conduct business. And you've come in to rein in on that group by doing some administrative sanctioning.
Simon.
And they are going against that. Is that the fight?
What I want to tell you...
Because we want to understand...
What I want to tell you is there is nothing new that Honorable Namboze is talking about. All that Namboze...
No, we'll get to that, Dr. I want for me, the benefit of me and the viewers, to appreciate what the problem is.
No, the problem is people who think that wrong people are running this party and that they are the right people running this party.
The Mpuga side seems to say that you people think you love the party more than they love
because we have walked the party line. We must walk the party line. All we are saying that, Honorable Namboze, what you're presenting is good. What is wrong with you coming to the National Executive Committee and present this?
We had a believes perhaps you are incompetent, you have no ill will, you have no political will.
Let her bring the support. Let her bring the support. Leaders are supported by all those that have strength. We have strength and we have weaknesses. What is so special that the Vice President of the West brings their program, the Vice President of the North brings their program, the one of the East brings their program? What is so special with Honorable Namboze walking to the NEC that she was elected to serve? Present the agenda within a strategic plan. Every institution has a setup. Every institution, it's like an airport. You must have where you're flagged off from. And all we are saying that these programs are very good. Bring them to the NEC. And I am telling the viewers, there is nothing new that she's presenting. When you look at the strategic plan of the party, all the reforms she's talking about are already embedded within the strategic plan. What we are saying is that come back home. There is no institution that does not have discipline. Ababu Nyamwamba was the Secretary General of ODM. They are going to election. They suspended him. Betty Kamia did the same. FDC sorted. This same thing were with ANC in Julius Malema. He was sorted. This same thing were with Tiberio Keng under Semogere. Tiberio Keng was sorted. We want to run a party with discipline, and Honorable Mpuga, even if we are not the best leaders of this party, you must support us so that when we are not in the party tomorrow, we can support you.
Honorable Mpuga, you've had the clarion call coming in from the mainstream leadership of your party, accusing you and those that think like you of running parallel institutions geared at not much more than undermining the leadership of the President Norbert Mao. True or false?
Well, I am glad the SG is confessing as to what happened in Masaka as having been responsible.
No. That was a branch thing. That was a branch thing.
I don't think he'll say that he was responsible.
Then wait a minute. He's the chairman of Masaka district.
Will you listen, please?
I will. I am very civilized.
Will you listen, please?
You have the floor.
If you say that what happened is in trying to enforce discipline in the party, then you are in effect telling
no, not in response to
Masaka. Did
Masaka.
what happened in Masaka to try and force them to support you. I'll tell you something. We have given you all the support you needed. You were sleeping on the job.
How do you say you've given him all the support you needed when you, Mpuga, led to form Subi, you formed TG, you've not perhaps given these guys even the honeymoon to organize themselves? So wait a minute.
My friend, let me speak. If you want me to answer to your question, and here's several altercations. So my point is very simple. In 2011, Mr. Slander knows well that they locked me out of the party activities. They made sure that there were no primary elections in Masaka. He's aware of that. I forced my way to parliament by being independent and worked with other people. Let me tell you whether I had primary elections in Masaka in 2011. This time round, when they sobered up, we worked. The DP leadership on their own volition asked us to work with the Honorable Mbabazi. We did support him because that was the position of our leaders. We came out strongly and supported Mama Mbabazi. I traveled with Mama Mbabazi almost throughout the country. And of course, we all know what happened and how our president behaved himself during that election. I don't want to go back into that. But most importantly, a party in opposition is never a party relevant while talking about strategy plans and press conferences every other Tuesday and speak about issues, the same issues every other day. I know for a fact that Mr. Slander and the other NEC members, they prefer to sit every other day they choose to and speak about the same things in the NEC. They have voted to make sure that the party operates at the head office, in small meetings, in workshops. I cannot be part of that kind of nonsense. We are a party in opposition that's supposed to be working. Ask him. I am a member of the National Council. The National Council have not sat for 2 years. So where do you expect me to have my views, Mr. Selanda?
Beautiful question.
The National Council to which I belong was mandated by the Legislative Conference 2 years ago to carry out reforms as the elections of NEC members that were not voted for at Katomi. You are sleeping on the job and you are blaming people.
Matthias, Honorable Mpuga, when your leadership is sleeping on the job, is what you are doing a way of waking them up, or you are simply saying you're being swept out of the door? Don't you have procedures in the Democratic Party how, for example, you can vote a no-confidence poll on your leadership and take back your party, so to speak? Is that what you're doing at the moment?
Actually, Simon.
Yes.
The constitution of DP allows members, even an ordinary member, to have a meeting with others and they discuss affairs of the party. Let Mr. Slander quote for you any provision in the DP constitution that stops members from meeting to discuss matters over their party.
But Honorable Mpuga, just a moment. You accuse the leadership of meetings at head office, but you are carrying out meetings. So what's the difference between the two meetings? Is there something wrong with their modus operandi as opposed to what you have? Maybe help me understand it.
But you were asking me a question to which I was answering. You asked me whether we cannot have a formal arrangement, and I'm telling you that part of the process to indict a lazy leadership is to have a conversation with the owners of the party who are the members that can meet legitimately to have a conversation on matters of their party in any area, in any place. They do not need any permission, tacit or written, from anybody, from any leader of the party. And the meeting in Masaka was such a meeting to start an internal conversation with the members of the party. They do not need any permission from anybody. If he knows any section, let him read it to viewers. That really, everybody, every member must have permission to meet and discuss matters of their party. I will tell you that I would like to see leaders of my party get out of their slumber and begin acting like a party that takes straight power. Those people are counted by the headquarters, going to workshops, sleeping away on dry tea, and they make press conferences. I cannot be part of that. The party is dying away. Members are moving away. Younger people are shunning the party because those people are sleeping on the job. And they prefer the false comfort of the assembly opposition. Before this thing, leaders of the party would work so hard to sustain the party. These people are so comfortable in the party sustaining them at the headquarters. I cannot be
a part of that
myself.
Honorable Mpuga, you have underscored that point incredibly, and of course when you say that previous leaders of the Democratic Party worked so hard, it is like in a football game. At the end of the day, we don't count how many tackles you had, but it's how many goals are in the net, and between you and I and the viewers, we know how many goals you've had in the net in as far as taking power in this country is concerned. Now turning to you, yes. Dr. Siranda. There is no provision, according to Dr. Mpuga, to Honorable Mpuga, that stops any member of the Democratic Party to associate, meet, and strategize on the way forward. If there is, quote it now, they say, look, and they don't need permission to do so. True or false?
No.
We'll start from there.
As long as you're calling a meeting in a capacity of the Vice President, you supervise within the Constitution. We don't want... it's really very unfortunate the language Honorable Mpuga is using, and if we are leaders, you look at Article 8, look at Article 23, look at Article 8. The NEC was mandated by the delegates. We just don't want to run a party like we are running a Lumbe. Even a Lumbe, there is an order of service. This sentiment of people thinking that because they are in a certain area, because they are in a cocoon of factionism, we cannot allow it. The party must be led.
But you're sleeping on the job. How don't you lead the party when, according to
what Honorable Mpuga is doing, does it support the party? He's a member of parliament. How many motions has he brought?
On behalf of the party. More legislation. There is need for the rubber to hit the road.
You can't.
He accuses you of being so comfortable in the headquarters, drinking dry tea.
Why don't you ask them how many times they have spent walking to a certain party member's leader, supporting a certain individual when they have their own party leader? They can bend down, they can go down and walk, they can sleep down and struggle to be seen with another party leader. Is that how multipartyism is built?
The National Council to which Dr.
There should be.
How come it hasn't started for 2 years?
There is order for National Council. There is order for National Council.
And order is that for 2 years?
No, he knows what we have been going through as a party. At the time we're supposed to have National Council, he knows the Secretary General passed away. We cannot call National Council, we must have business. That Honorable Namboze and I must sit in neck to prepare business for National Council. As Honorable Namboze come to do that, he knows as members of Parliament, their commitment to the party, have they done that? He knows that there is a way when you want to petition the party. Honorable Mpuga knows. Has he brought any petition?
Well, I think the accusations and counter-accusations on either side, we can go on these until the court comes.
We want order in the house.
But I think as a way forward, and as we conclude this program, I'm afraid we can't stay here for so long. I'll start with you since you're here with me in the studio before I join Honorable Mpuga on the other side of the line. Way forward.
I would...
Because are you going to bite the bullet and kick out these people who are insolent and all sorts of things?
All we are saying is that Honorable Mpuga and the team, you might be very good players, but when you're playing and scoring in your own net, you cannot score anything. They should come back to the house. They should come back to the drawing board. We need every member of the party We can bend down to anything, but we shall not bend down below the Constitution. We must lead the party with discipline, and the DP members, whatever circus you hear out there, is a circus of people that want us to run sentiment and keep in these same stories. We must run this party with order. We must run this party guided by the Constitution, and members must be disciplined.
So
we
what I
cannot
get from
ask
you,
President Museveni of killing institutions, and we want to kill our own institutions.
Thank you very much. You wouldn't underscore your point even more. So it is clear that the DP leadership will not allow for any activities that are considered ultra-vires. Now, Honorable Mpuga, like I said earlier on, the accusations on your side to this side and their side to your side would rage on till the cows come home. But we may need to consider a way forward. What's the way forward if the Democratic Party is indeed going to regain not just its former glory, but also take state leadership? Because many Ugandans possibly are yearning for a formidable force outside the establishment to deliver them salvation.
And we should stop the comedian stuff of politics.
Well, we'll get that. I'm still putting my question to Honorable Mpuga. Are you getting me, Honorable Mpuga?
I'm getting you. Proceed.
Way forward, please.
No, it's very, very simple. That small group pretending to love the party more than others must climb down their high horse. One, and they consider that they have no direction, they need help. They must get to call the legitimate party meetings, and they meet. He's accused of not petitioning the party. You want me to first petition? Anticipating on the job?
You know the process.
That I must first petition the party leadership that meetings must be called. I did ask you to quote a single quote. You're talking about Article 8 of the party constitution. I called a meeting in Masaka. Am I the vice president? Do I hold any position on NEC? So
you should have sorted that with the Masaka district leadership. That was not a NEC meeting. It was your Masaka district. You shot it. There is no way. The National Executive Committee did not take any part in the Masaka meeting.
Would you
and Masaka people.
Would you want to listen?
I want to listen, but when you're misleading, I cannot just sit here and listen to your misleading of the public.
Let me tell you, Mr. Silanda, you need to climb down your high horse.
The same to you.
Accept your limitations as a leader of the party, and accept to be helped out of your troubles. You Silanda, you need to be helped and pick up your antennas and get the party on track.
But what you're doing does not help the party. What you're doing tears the party apart. What you're doing does not help the party anymore. You have done the same. You've built in another party. You've built Suvi. You've built inside Vestige and walked to work. You've not done anything to help the party. Come and do them inside the party. Why are you doing them outside the party?
Where do you want me to do it when you haven't called a national council meeting to which I belong?
The member, one of the members you're running with is a member of NEC. How many meetings has she missed? Why don't you stand up and tell her this is wrong?
By her not attending meetings, has she stopped you from calling?
And Honorable Mpuga, what you're doing is going to rip the members of Uganda who are good, because we're going to think that what you think is in a cocoonism. What you're doing does not help this party. Come back home, support the party. Otherwise, what you're doing can only break this party, and we're not going to allow that. We'd rather remain with one member of parliament who is disciplined. The party cannot run with people like you.
I listen to you. Stop shouting and listen.
You're misleading. I am a secretary general of this party. I cannot just listen to whatever
we are
you're
not in a
misleading.
NEC meeting. You are on a program where I'm the moderator.
That's why you can sit in NEC meeting and decide on a member who is away because you are many. Do you have any iota of understanding the rights of individuals? You are shouting at me. You've been speaking all day. So we listen and I educate you. You know? Stop blackmailing people from Uganda. You think by raising tribal sentiments, you scare us from demanding
That's what you're doing.
Job? By raising tribal sentiments, you scare no one.
You've done the same. From KY to date, from KY to what, today.
I think Dr. Siranda, Honorable Mpuga, I may need now to come in here to try and create some direction. My initial question to you, Honorable Mpuga.
You need help? You are ladderless? You need help? Is the East well? Do you have any MPs from the East?
Honorable Mpuga, I may need to guide you that before this, I put a question to you on the way forward with your activities. How best do you think they are going to help in galvanizing the Democratic Party? Where do we expect to see the Democratic Party with your activities putting into play in the next short term of talking about a year or two? Remember, we're coming to an election as well.
Actually, we are raising these sentiments well in time so that those people stop sleeping on the job. Let them convene all legitimate party meetings so that we can get them on what to do.
And if they don't, what are you going to do?
No,
if they don't heed your advice?
The owners of the party are the members, not the people at the headquarters. We are reaching out to the owners of the party throughout the country. Masaka was one such meeting. We are proceeding to Luwero on Friday. We shall proceed to the West next week. And we cannot wait for them to really wake up because we do not know what they think. Some of us even believe that they have been compromised to run the party at the headquarters. A party in opposition that seeks to have power must get out of where the pretense must end. If Beth doesn't attend naked meetings, how does that stop you? If you sat without her and decided on her fate,
am I smelling the fact that actually your faction, Mpuga, if these folks do not wake up from their slumber, could in fact take over the leadership of the Democratic Party in what many would describe as a coup?
We will not make a coup. We shall mobilize members to indict that leadership when the time comes. But the problem is, they're not even about to call the meetings to which we should call them to order legitimately, because if they are actually going to be helped out over their troubles, let them call a naked meeting that brings together different members of the leaders of the party from different areas, so they are helped out of their trouble. I have no problem with Mr. Mao being a president, but I have a problem with the president sleeping on the job and then pretending that somebody is fighting him because he's not from Buganda. Cheap. I cannot be part of that.
Thank you very much, Honorable Mpuga. I'm afraid I've got to cut you short there. Your point has been made. Indeed, you're very right. You won't be a part of a party that does not really live up to the bidding of what it's supposed to. And Dr. Siranda is saying he will not be a part of a party that doesn't uphold the tenets of discipline. So either way, you call on the leadership to raise the challenge and stop sleeping. The leadership says behave. And at the end of the day, only time can tell which way you leap, whether the Democratic Party will go in a place that is known and that will give you the spring to raise to the challenge of the political agenda of the nation as it is today. I must thank you for joining us on telephone from Masaka, and you, Dr. Siranda, for being with us here on the program this morning. The conversations around DP will certainly continue, and we'll keep a close eye as NTV following the developments therein and broadcasting them live and also covering them as truthfully as we possibly can and we know how to you, our listeners and viewers. Good morning. Let's continue with more quality programming here on Morning at NTV. Have a wonderful morning. We meet same time, same place tomorrow. God bless.